how did you manage it all when you were at Strictly?
I didn't. I mean, there's a lot to manage aside from Tibet. My youngest was 18 months.
Wow.
So my eldest would have been, well, there's 4 years in the difference. So
And like your hormones at that point,
Yeah.
are like would be
All of it.
all over the
all
place
over the
still.
shop, all
yeah.
over the shop. So it was a lot, and I think I didn't really anticipate. In my head, I was like 18 months.
Yeah.
Fine, I'm
That's
not feeding her
manageable.
anymore. It's like, well,
It's like a show on a Saturday, isn't it? You don't have to do all the training in between.
exactly that.
Was that the bit
And
that
you
was
can
tough?
kind of seduce yourself into believing that you could do pick up and drop off and then nip out and do a little samba.
I've just got visions of
Yeah.
you in your sequins, like, right,
Yeah.
she's done a poo. Okay, change your nappy. Dropping like glitter everywhere.
Yeah, it was a lot, and hormonally, the old pelvic floor was
Oh my
under
gosh,
pressure
I was
on the
gonna
Charleston
ask. I was
week.
going to ask, like,
Yeah.
how? Because I think I'd be sponsored by Tenor Lady if I ever did it, because I would just be like,
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And also, like, people don't talk a lot about pelvic floor health. In France, I remember in my NCT group, first time round, there was a French woman, she was like, I'm going to the physio. I was like, for what happened?
Yeah.
She said, for my up there. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah.
And they all, like, it's
Yeah,
obligatory
it
post-birth
is.
in France that you have, I think, 6 weeks physiotherapy, internal physiotherapy
Yeah.
for them to,
Really?
Yeah.
why don't we have that? That would be
Because-
really
I had to
helpful.
pay a woman to come to my house, a pelvic health physiotherapist.
Yeah.
And I'd only read it because I think it was Gemma Atkinson that I saw at 2 a.m. when I was breastfeeding before I bought something on Amazon Prime, which I can't remember, like a bottle top opener or something like that.
A squeezy ball.
Yeah, something that I really needed. And I remember seeing a pelvic health physiotherapist and I was like, what's that? 2 days later, I've got a newborn. My parents are at the house and my 2 boys. She came in to do this like assessment on me. And obviously she was like, right, we'll just do the internal assessment now. And I was like, sorry, what? And at that point, I was like laid on my back on the floor. She was doing a finger in me doing this assessment. And I turned around and my dad was like, Hannah, do you want a cup of tea? And he like looks and was like, oh, Christ, what are you doing? I was like, Dad, like there's a woman with the fingers inside me in the sitting room. And I know this is a weird concept for you, Paul, but I'm just trying to see so I don't wet myself in a few months. And like I paid this woman quite a lot of money to come round to my house and do that.
And it worked?
It definitely helped.
Wow.
She gave me like a program. And I was like,
Yeah, I
why
was just
does
going to
everybody
say, I
else
don't
not
think it's a
get
quick
this?
finger on the floor.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, it was brilliant.
I think she was a physio.
Yeah.
She was called Candice and she put around.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Did you pee yourself at all on Strictly?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I would have peed myself anyway, to be
Well,
honest.
yeah.
But yeah, I did. I remember doing rehearsals for the Charleston and it was quite a spicy number. And like there was a lot of hopping as there is in that, but ours was particularly bouncy. I
Yeah.
remember Anton or somebody referring to me as like Tigger. I was quite, jumpy. And yeah, I did the rehearsal and I remember Carlos being like, what happened there? And I was too embarrassed because we were 3 weeks in at that point. I
Yeah.
didn't know him well enough to be like,
I've just wet
I
myself.
just wet myself.
Oh, God.
And I was so embarrassed and I was also so afraid because I was like, oh my God, what if this happens on the show?
Yeah.
Because it's a lot to like manage that while also managing your steps and also managing all of that stuff. But I will say, it's pretty solid now. So it was,
It's that though
it was
when
a
it
kind
starts,
of baptism of fire.
like if you're doing a live show, when you start to wee yourself, it's almost like you can't stop it when it's that like because the
Nervous wee.
muscles are just like
my God.
just
yeah,
dispersed and
I-
gone somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah.